Let's do a quick demonstration, talk this through. If you have questions, you always ask before you get out there. I'd rather you
From a childhood spent growing up and playing sports in Brooklyn to the Whitby Sports Hall of Fame. It's been quite a journey for Tami Rayner, and it's very much a family affair as she joins Father Ron and Uncle Murray in the hall as she keeps up with the Joneses, who were inducted as members of the Brooklyn Concretes in 2021.
That's the part I think that brings probably the biggest smile across my face, is just knowing that my dad and my uncle are also in the Hall of Fame, which is extremely special. I think a super proud moment for my dad, and I'm just really excited that I could help my dad feel that proud as a parent and how much he has influenced me in sport.
The softball bug ran in the family, and Tami took to that game. But it was a teacher at Anderson Collegiate and a friend who's already in the Hall of Fame that paved the way for what was to come in the sport of lacrosse.
A teacher named Mariette Rosan, who introduced me to the sport and just kind of said, hey, it looks like you're a pretty good runner. Let's put a stick in your hand and see what you can do with it, which was super awesome, because growing up in Brooklyn, watching the Brooklyn Redmen, but constantly hanging around that Vipond rink and watching lacrosse was pretty exciting. I had one friend, Jen Johnson, who played with the boys growing up, who again, was just another inspiration for me to become involved and get started in the sport.
Tami Rayner's list of accomplishments as a player are lengthy, but she never had a doubt that coaching would be the next step. The game is just too important to her to not continue to contribute.
So one person in the middle, two posts on the end. We're going to start with one ball.
I think grassroots is just so crucial, getting kids inspired and wanting to be part of something from the get-go. And then even more importantly than that, the whole long-term athlete development piece of getting females to stay in sport as long as possible. Even now, at my ripe age of 40-something, still playing in a Masters League, I think is fantastic to inspire my daughter and her friends to continue to be part of something. But back to the grassroots parts, just starting with those young kids as soon as possible, kind of get a stick in their hand and get them excited to be part of a team. It makes athletes just feel like they're more than just something, you know, who they are, like going to school or in the neighborhood. They're really part of something that's super fantastic.
Already a member of the Canadian Lacrosse Hall of Fame as a team member, getting recognized for an individual award, that's not easy for her to get used to.
There's so many people that have paved the way for this opportunity, and so being nominated individually, it kind of just seems to me just a little bit different, a little bit odd. Just, again, it's a whole team that I've always been part of, but to be recognized for some of the individual things that I've done is just really awesome and special. And my parents really embraced that whole, you're never bigger than the sport. You're never bigger than just you yourself. It's all about team. And I owe them a lot for helping to shape me for who I am as an individual and as an athlete.